Why did I do so well on OMAD the first time, but I suck so much this next time? I need help. You failed the second time because you lost the 3 ingredients of beginner's luck. And I say beginner's luck because we always know what that looks like. Have you ever played a game with someone and you just taught them how to play and they beat you? Have you ever noticed when you go to take a test, sometimes your best score is the first time you took the test? I noticed the first time I went to a shooting range and did a score, I did my highest score the very first time I went to shoot, and each time after that I got progressively worse. Why does that happen? It happens because of 3 things: humility, opportunism, and hope. Those are the 3 things that beginners have. I remember teaching a guy at the Methodist school where I used to teach. A young guy, probably 9th grade, didn't know how to play chess. I taught him, and he got to a point where he nearly beat me in our 4th game because he had just the right amount of humility. He was ignorant. He knew he wasn't expected to play well. So therefore he was opportunistic, which made him have hope that he could probably win. But if not, he's going to have fun anyway, which gave him drive. So you could say that his ignorance gave him a stronger opportunity, advantage against me. And then the next game, he didn't do very well. And the game after that, he didn't do very well because he lost his edge. His edge being the ability to have the right balance of ignorance and the willingness to move forward. That's how people succeed, because they don't know too much. But the more you read articles on fasting, the more you go to these different YouTube channels, the more you hunt and read nutrition debates, and you see people fighting over whether or not cholesterol or TMAO is harmful to your body, or whether or not the role of antioxidants, the worse off you get. That's the danger. The more you know, the worse you do. This is true in the car business. I used to sell cars many years ago, and one of the things, and you can go and ask anyone today, nothing has changed. Go to any car lot, and you'll see that a lot of the people they have on the floors are green peas. They call them green peas because they're just a bunch of people that know nothing about the business. They just like to talk about cars. But they flood the floor with green peas so that these guys go over there and just talk about cars. And because they love the product, they sell more cars than if they know about the business. And that's why there are schools. There are actually schools that cost $2,000 a person for 4 days to go and teach them how to get optimistic again. Because it's a fact that in nearly everyone in the car business gets burned out. And that's why they throw in a bunch of green peas, and when they burn out, they just fire them. They sell well for the first 6 months, and then they have to fire them because they quit selling, they have a bad month, they get discouraged, and they learn more about the business. They learn more about credit, second chance finance, people who otherwise want to buy a vehicle but don't have good enough credit, versus people who have great credit but they're too stingy and they drive a hard bargain. And everybody's left in a lurch. All the salesmen are left in a lurch, so there are very few that stay with that winning edge. Instead, they lose their focus because they get too smart for their own good. And that's what happens in your health journey. There's a point at which you learn too much. You get too smart, and therefore you lose your edge. That's why you start to fear whether or not you're hurting your body, whether or not you're going to make yourself sick, whether or not you're going to give yourself some kind of a crazy condition or have some kind of a reaction. All of it's fear. And fear is the thing that holds you back. Taking our newbie as an example. The little guy I was playing chess with, he didn't have anything to lose. But at the same time, he wanted to win. But he did so cautiously, investing himself in the game in just the right amount where he was successful. You can use any example you want, but it's the same thing. You can know too much. Forget about knowing, because you can't really know. You can only learn so much. In reality, your best bet is to learn just enough to get through the day, just enough to get through the task. Live each day right then and allow whatever it has to offer you, what it offers you and nothing more. Then you actually, despite yourself, succeed.